So consider a city like Kansas City, Missouri. The closest city to Kansas City that's large enough to have professional um, sports teams, MLB, otherwise, is St. Louis, which is over 300 miles away. And then Omaha is a similar sized city without any professional teams, like professional major league teams, but it's about a little over 200 miles away. So in Kansas City area, it's the only game in town. Only city large enough to have a NFL team, an MLB team, and stadium size events for concerts, comedy shows, whatnot, and nightlife and things like that, or other amenities for large cities. So um, Kansas City has a population of just over 510,000 people, and it is about 314 square miles within the incorporated city. So that's a pretty large in terms of land area for a city. And then let's compare that to Wilmington, Delaware, which is only 10 square miles and about 71,000 people. But if you consider the suburbs around Wilmington, and if it were the same land area as Kansas City, it's actually very comparable. So, for example, Wilmington is located in the largest county by population in the state of Delaware. Newcastle County, which is 426 square miles and has a population of 570 some thousand people, so which is more than Kansas City, but again, that's 426 square miles versus 314 for Kansas City. But Newcastle County is really only densely populated in the northern half. The bottom half is more sparsely populated. So let's consider the northern half of the county like it's similar to Kansas City, which actually ends up being true. So when you take away the land area of the less populated part of the county below the Chesapeake and Delaware Canal that connects Delaware River to Chesapeake Bay, so the densely populated part of the county is about 200 some square miles, less than 300 square miles. So it's less land area than Kansas City, but still will has a population of over 510,000, so slightly less than Kansas City. So, but just by like hundreds and not thousands. So both are at a little over 510,000, but we're looking with less land area. So it's in that sense it's comparable. So the only reason Wilmington doesn't have an NFL or an MLB team is because Wilmington is so close to Philadelphia. It's a 30-minute drive, and there's a commuter rail that connects Philadelphia to Wilmington, and also nearby New York, Delaware, which is in the same county as Wilmington. So, and then if you look at the other demographic data, as opposed to the age group that would be like spending money on things like entertainment, going to watch professional sports, nightlife, things like that. So you're looking at like a younger demographic. So Kansas City has their 15% of Kansas City is between the ages of 21 to 29. Newcastle County is 12%, and then the next like people in their 30s up to late 30s is about 15% for Kansas City and 14% for Newcastle County. So similar percentage of people that will be like spending money on entertainment venues or nightlife and things like that. And Newcastle County actually has a slightly higher median income and a little less lower poverty level. So you have a little more expendable income in Newcastle County, which is basically Wilmington and its suburbs. So really, if when you compare Wilmington to Philadelphia, it's a much smaller market, but when you compare it to some place like Kansas City, so you're gonna be looking at a place with similar amounts of things to do and amenities. So yeah, so when you think about Wilmington, Delaware, there's actually probably as many like things to do, places to eat, entertainment venues, live performance venues, concerts, things like that. And it's very close to Philadelphia, so you can go watch the Sixers, the Eagles, Phillies, Flyers, just 30 miles away. So if you take Philadelphia into consideration, it's Wilmington's actually a cooler place to live in Kansas City.